Good morning. I am Dr. U. Grant Baldwin, Jr. I am the Director of the Doctor of Behavioral Health Program here at Cummings Graduate Institute of Behavioral Studies. I welcome you, the CGI Board of Directors, faculty, administration, family, and friends, to the Spring 2024 CGI Commencement ceremony here in beautiful Chandler, Arizona. As a courtesy to all, I'd like to ask you to turn your cell phones to silent mode. Please do not hesitate to use your devices to take pictures and photos, or stream videos, and share the celebration with those who can't be here in person. I want to extend my warmest congratulations to all of the graduates here. Congratulations to you all. And I want to acknowledge the support that you received all the way from your family, your friends. To all the family and friends with us today, and to those who could not be here in person and are watching the ceremony or thinking of the graduates as they celebrate this moment, thank you. To our graduates, it has been my pleasure to work with each of you along this journey. Some of you have braved illnesses and other personal challenges and losses during this time. I want to personally say how proud I am of each and every last one of you. And I know you will continue to serve and empower others in your own distinctive way. I know you will live and work in the spirit of disruption and improvement. A respected and renowned fraternity brother of mine, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., in a speech to the Medical Committee for Human Rights in 1966 quoted this: "Of all the forms of inequality, injustice in healthcare is the most shocking and inhumane." Your work as a DBH disruptor is critical in addressing these inequalities and ensuring everyone can access the quality healthcare they deserve. As you change the world of healthcare, please keep this quote in your mind to advocate for the policies and practices that promote equity and justice in healthcare. Disruption is in your DBH DNA. To our CGI Board of Directors, Chairwoman, Dr. Janet Cummings, and Member Mary Cummings, you are our biggest supporters. Without your leadership, guiding vision, and financial investments, we would not be here today. We are so happy that you could be here to celebrate our newest graduates and express our deepest gratitude to each of you. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. At this time, I'd like to ask our CGI team to stand. All right, this is the team. Our fearless leader, Dr. Kara English, our Chief Executive Officer. Amanda Harrison, our Chief Operating Officer. Okay. Lori Christensen, our Librarian and Senior Director of our Electronic Campus. Dr. Jason Blair, Writing Center Coordinator and Instructional Design Tech. Denise Lang, our Senior Operations Coordinator. Melissa McGurgan, our Senior Director of Marketing. Jaime Mendoza, Marketing Coordinator. Vicki Hayes, our Registrar and Enrollment Coordinator. CC Mays, our Director of Admissions, and our CGI faculty members, Dr. Ellen Fick-Samnick and Dr. Jason Blair. To our CGI faculty, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that you continue to do to ensure our students are well prepared and trained to provide quality services. Your investment in our students is appreciated and recognized as each of you continuously go above and beyond to create a strong legacy and reputation for CGI being the best, I say the greatest, graduate school there is. These are the smiling faces and hard-working brains behind all daily operations at CGI. These people greet, nurture, and encourage students from start to finish, and are frequently cited as the reason students make it past difficult challenges during the doctoral journey. You're wise and talented rock stars. We thank you with all of our hearts. So please, let's give the CGI staff a round of applause. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Kara English, our fearless leader, to the stage to give some words of advice and encouragement to our graduates.
Thank you. Just want to welcome everyone and thank you all for making the journey. I know each of you has many things going on in life, and it's really tough to make the time, to make travel arrangements fit into all of the wild things that are going on in life that we balance and juggle. So I want to thank you for making the commitment to take a moment to be here to acknowledge the person that you love, the family member that you've supported for many months, and for each of our graduates for taking the time to acknowledge this accomplishment and this moment in time. It's not often in life, we were kind of having that conversation earlier, that we really acknowledge what a big deal something is, that an end point has come, and that a starting point, a new starting point has begun. So today is a really great day to take a moment to do that and to be really excited and proud for the people that we're here to celebrate. So thanks again for being here. I also want to honor and thank the Gila River Indian community and their ancestors for welcoming us as guests on their land. It's always a wonderful visit when we get to be here, and Wild Horse Pass is a wonderful partner to CGI. We really appreciate that they have allowed us to come and celebrate on their land, and hope that you all enjoy your visit and take time to learn about the community while you're here. So for those who are unfamiliar with CGI's history, in 2014, we came together with a vision to create a university. That was a novel thing. We decided that it would focus on the clinical and entrepreneurial model that Dr. Nicholas Cummings and Dr. Janet Cummings had envisioned together. The healthcare industry is quite full of hashtags, buzzwords, and mission statements about improvement or reform. If you look at pretty much any healthcare organizational website today, you'll see a lot of this language. But in practice, all of us know that that's not actually happening. We are all patients, we are all consumers of healthcare services, and I think most of us can realize that not all of us have had very good care, at least once, probably many, many times. But our students work in organizations that use the term integrated care without sometimes even having a clue what that really means. And we talk about that quite often. And each of you here today, this is important, has dedicated, just in the DBH program, over 2,700 hours of study to learning exactly what integrated care is and how it benefits everyone involved, and how to design caring, patient-centered healthcare environments. If you add up the number of hours of education alone that all of you have pursued, you're looking at just under 10,000 hours of university-level training, and that's if you only have one bachelor's, one master's. Many of you have multiple. And 5,400 at the graduate level, minimally. Considering that level of dedication to studying this field, we can easily say that each of our new DBHs is exactly what it takes, or has exactly what it takes to revolutionize healthcare wherever you go and in whatever way you decide to focus your talents. And by the way, that may change quite a bit, as it has for each of us, right? We get interested in a lot of things, and there are a lot of needs. Our world is better because of you. And because you followed your dreams to advance what you know so that you could do more for the communities that you love and those that you want to serve. Every day we see more news headlines about healthcare failures. It's in the news headlines every day. We trade them on LinkedIn like candy. These are the results of entrenched norms, heavily protected by legislation and lobbyists in every state and across the globe. In the 10 years that I've been a DBH, I've met many people who shouldn't be healthcare professionals, who shouldn't be healthcare executives, but are. And I've met with legislators who were willfully ignorant about the true experience of patients and the providers who care about them and want to do better. But we're happy to legislate our bodies and our ability to care for those we serve. CGI wasn't created for those who are afraid of standing up to giants or systems. In 2011, I've been reflecting on this quite a bit, you'll find, Nick Cummings addressed my DBH student group and said that the healthcare system will be up for grabs in the next 15 to 20 years. It will be cutthroat, inadequate, scandalous, etc. So get ready. And I wrote that down because I thought, oh my God. But here we are, 13 years later, and I know there's not a single person in this room who would disagree with that prophecy. Nick's vision for the structure of integrated care organizations wasn't a physician-led model. He strongly felt that there should be no integration without a DBH at the head. And he said that when DBHs are the ones doing the hiring, they can change the system. And that is a key principle at CGI. It has been from the beginning, and it will always be. You may have heard me say that before, and I hope you take it seriously, because it won't be our non-DBH colleagues who would go to change the system. If you look to anyone else to change the system, I think we all know how that will work out. People who have never seen patients are the ones who designed the current system of failure. So my advice to you is to look for others who are enthusiastic and knowledgeable about behavioral care as an indispensable part of all medical care, and to be the leader to help the group move forward together. Nick said, when you're right, be bold, because if you're wrong, timidity won't protect you. Looking around, we do see a lot of folks who are very wrong, and they are being very bold. So don't be afraid to stand up and say with absolution, no, I disagree, and here's why. You are part of the solution, and you belong here, and you must never stop striving to be the best that DBHs can be. Show them what you know. But better yet, show them that healthcare is about humans. You have chosen a profession that requires compassion, empathy, and a deep sense of responsibility to others. When leaders pay attention to mental health, the climate and productivity improve for everyone. This impact even follows people home and makes an impact, positive or negative, on the family. CGI is a people-first institution. Never lose sight of this core principle and use it to guide your actions. Be a leader who challenges toxic work policies and practices in every organization and who advocates for human-centered work care environments. Stay focused on the person, the family, the caregivers, and yourself, and what you have experienced as a patient and a human and a caregiver and a family member. You have weathered so many storms to arrive here today. Recently, a video interview with Maya Angelou, one of my supreme mentors, though I've never met her. When she was asked to give advice to her daughter, she said, "You might encounter many defeats, but you must never be defeated, ever. In fact, it might even be necessary to confront defeat. It might be necessary to get over it, all the way through it, and go on." Having experienced those 10 years now as a DBH, I can tell you that this is excellent advice because systems change takes decades and enormous investment, both financially and from key leaders like yourselves. Enormous investment. Don't expect to be able to accomplish everything alone. Sometimes we get really down because we feel like we're the only one responsible for it, and it has to be just us, and I'm the only one who knows all of this. But no one accomplishes anything alone. Look around this room at the people who are your biggest supporters and know that they're just a phone call away. So whether it's tears of frustration or joy or overwhelm, we're here for it. We are so proud of what you've accomplished. You are the answers to your ancestors' prayers. So congratulations. At this time, I'd like to welcome Dr. Baldwin back to the stage. We are beyond ecstatic to be here with you and your loved ones to mark and celebrate this massive accomplishment. So we will now begin the ceremony. I will welcome each of the graduates to the stage, and Dr. Baldwin will be the one to hood you, and I'd also like to invite Dr. Ellen Fink-Samnick, who will be handing you your diplomas. All right? Okay, Dr. Erin Enwright. Dr. Enwright's culminating project title is Executive Function Training to Improve Academic and Health Outcomes in Children with ADHD. All right, Erin?
Okay. So where's the part that you were saying for your
Yeah.
right here. Okay. Hi, I'm Erin Enwright. My culminating project focuses on the entrepreneurship program aimed at producing better long-term treatment outcomes for children with ADHD. The program involves implementing executive functioning skills training in school-based settings. Developing and strengthening executive functioning skills will improve academic success for all students, especially those diagnosed with ADHD. Empowering individuals with chronic conditions to manage their symptoms is an important component in reaching treatment outcomes and improving their quality of life. I would like to thank my husband for his love and support throughout this process. I couldn't have accomplished this goal without a supportive partner. And my children, Emma and Eleanor, who are my inspiration every day to be the best version of myself. And of course, everyone at CGI, thank you for all your support.
I know it's weird how it goes on. It's very strange. All right. And then Erin, come and get your diploma too.
Come back this way.
I'm the tester.
Yep, you're the guinea pig. All right, congratulations, Erin. All right, next we have Dr. Napoleon Harrington. All right, Dr. Napoleon Harrington's culminating project title is Care and Connect, an evidence-based care program for in vitro fertilization.
All right. Significant advancements in contemporary reproductive medicine provides hope to many individuals and couples who are trying to conceive. However, there can be significant emotional costs to the IVF procedure, which frequently results in people experiencing higher levels of anxiety, depression, and shame. The goals and structure of an integrated behavioral health intervention support program, created especially for those receiving IVF therapy, are explored throughout this literature review. And by offering comprehensive psychological support and evidence-based interventions, the program seeks to address the psychological and psychosocial issues that are inherent in the IVF journey. Utilizing mindfulness practices, stress management techniques, and cognitive behavioral therapy principles, the program provides participants with useful tools to manage the emotional impact of IVF, build resilience, and cultivate a sense of empowerment throughout the treatment process. Initially, I did not intend to do this as a topic, but I had to do something that connected to the heart, and I'm grateful that my wife, Faith Harrington, is here, my college sweetheart. And it was a part of our journey, and so being able to write about this gave me a sense of completion. So my acknowledgments are God, Faith, Isabella and Amani Harrington, Dr. Kara English, Dr. U. Grant Baldwin, Dr. Janet Cummings, the CGI staff and the CGI community, my cohort, and particularly also to Dr. Nicholas Cummings and Dr. Michelle Davis, who I had the pleasure of meeting at a conference in 2019. So, thank you.
Thanks, Napoleon. Congrats. All right, we have Dr. Bridgette Kinna. Oh, I'm so sorry. 1 second. Okay, good. All right. Sorry. Dr. Bridgette Kinna. All right, Dr. Bridgette's culminating project title is Combating Correctional Fatigue, the Role of Resilience.
All right, y'all, yeah, this was a labor of both love and frustration because it impacted me directly. So my culminating project looked into the implementation of a holistic virtual wellness platform that aims to mitigate the cumulative effects of occupational stress injuries on the well-being of correctional personnel through employing a resiliency-based model. So caring for those who care for others to make a functional system. So my acknowledgements, I have my wonderful mother here and my okay husband, who I could not have done this without. So thank you, and I love you guys, and CGI staff.
Thank you, Dr. Kinna.
Next stop.
All right, next we have Dr. Vivian Marana-Manchess. Dr. Vivian's culminating project title is Trauma-Informed Training for Doulas, an Integrated Healthcare Approach.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Vivian Marana-Manchess. I was asking Rebecca if mine was going to take more than 5 minutes, but I really wanted to do my acknowledgments later. Okay. So my culminating project, it involved doulas. Here goes. The risk for maternal and infant morbidity and mortality is heightened in vulnerable and underserved populations. These populations have complex needs that must be addressed with integrated healthcare. Doulas provide perinatal services and are in a strategic role to provide access to much-needed services for these populations, including women who are pregnant and incarcerated. This culminating project is based on an integrated healthcare model and uses a trauma-informed approach. The project extends the role of doulas, preparing them to work with clients experiencing medical and mental health issues and social determinants of health. The result is client access to healthcare and other supportive services. By expanding the doula's role and training them in a trauma-informed, integrated approach, doulas and the healthcare team provide person-centered services, empowering clients, their families and carers, and improving their quality of life. The goal of this culminating project is to achieve the quadruple aim. I am eternally grateful to God. I thank my family, especially my husband Ed, and Sister Gretchen, for their love, understanding, and support. Thank you, Dr. Cummings and your family, for CGI and your legacy. We would not have been here without you. Thank you to my friends, especially Natasha and Rebecca. Thank you, Lily, that's Dr. Lily, for starting it all and being a mentor and a friend who continues to inspire me. Thank you to all my mentors, advisors, and professors who made a DBH out of me with their knowledge, expertise, and support. Thank you, Dr. English, for all you do, including the opportunity that led to my culminating project, and Dr. Cordes, who helped me distill the idea. Thanks to Dr. Rolfes, Dr. English, and Dr. Baldwin, who helped me create the best version of my culminating project. I greatly appreciate my DBH cohort, COPE cohort, that's the doula cohort, and colleagues, especially Pauline, for enriching my career and life with their knowledge, expertise, lived experiences, camaraderie, assistance, and friendship. Thank you to the CGI staff and community for all the support. Most significantly, I thank the individuals we serve for allowing us the privilege of helping them, and in return, making us better versions of ourselves.
Well done. Thanks, Vivian. All right, next we have Dr. Pauline Pablo. Dr. Pablo's culminating project title is Finding the Silver Lining, Integrating Behavioral Gerontology in Elderly Care Settings.
Thank you.
So my culminating project introduces a new program within Symphony Behavioral Health, which is my company, aimed at integrating behavioral gerontology services into the geriatric care settings to improve healthcare outcomes and overall quality of life of elderly adults. We know that elderly individuals in geriatric care settings experience gaps in care that exacerbate symptoms of depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. This can lead to an increase in unsafe behaviors such as combativeness, falling, and wandering. The integration of behavioral gerontology services seeks to comprehensively address the psychological, physiological, behavioral, and social needs of elderly patients by creating an environment that provides a dignified support and autonomy. This project also includes training and consultation for caregivers, nurses like my husband, medical personnel, and healthcare administrators to equip them with the skills to support elderly individuals under their care and prevent compassion fatigue and improve professional quality of life. So for my acknowledgments, first I wanted to say that my DBH journey didn't start when, oh my gosh, I got accepted into CGI. Thank you, cohort. It started when I was told that I wasn't smart enough. I was the first to cry in this group, great.
The last.
Okay, started as a teen navigating the United States as an immigrant. It started when I had a lot of doors closed in front of me, and I was exposed to toxic work environments. I knocked on CGI's door and they opened it. So, my goodness, okay, so I thank God for getting me to where I am today. And my friends and extended family who cheered me on. My immigrant parents who supported me with whatever resources they had and gave me the opportunity to be where I am today. Whew. Okay, hold on. My siblings for being my constants. My younger sister, who is my why. She's not here, but she's my sister I talk about all the time. My late fur baby for keeping me warm. She just passed away. Whew. And keeping me warm during the long nights of assignments. And my CGI community for supporting my growth. Dr. E for personally supporting me while I had a premature baby during the program. And let me scroll. My advisor and my committee, Dr. Napier, Dr. Rocha, Dr. Rolfes, for helping me push through this final stretch of my DBH. And my son for teaching me how resilient I am during this journey, for being my newest inspiration. And my very patient husband, who is also my inspiration, encouragement, and fellow healthcare disruptor. Thank you. I made it.
Okay. Okay, we have Dr. Ronnie Tyson. Come on up. Come on down. Dr. Tyson's culminating project title is Health Equity Grounded Leadership, A Path to Integrated Care for Substance Use Disorders.
Thank you. Hello. Yeah, I had to think about it for a few seconds, y'all. Yes, my culminating project, the primary objective was to investigate whether leadership training grounded in health equity would have a positive impact on a group of leaders that I have the pleasure of working with. just trying to enhance their knowledge and skills around operating a substance use disorder organization located in Flint, Michigan. We had a great time learning together. I want to thank, in terms of my acknowledgments, my Odyssey family, the organization that I'm speaking about, for teaching me integrity. I would also like to thank Dr. Manson and Dr. Baldwin for lending us their population health and fiscal sustainability knowledge. I also appreciate all the CGI family for everything that they've done, especially Dr. Ross, who couldn't be here today. By the end of that culminating project, boy, trust me, they make sure it's a quality product. And that's putting it nicely. I also want to thank my lovely wife, who's in the audience with her camera as usual, and my children, and just all of my family that support me in getting to this point and going forward from here. Yep, that's all. Oh, I got to go.
It's kind of tough to get it on such a tall guy. There you go,
Yes,
Ron.
sir. Come on now. Most definitely.
All right, now back over here. There you go.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person.
And then that way for a photo. Okay. Okay. And now we have Dr. Rebecca Wright. Your turn. Dr. Wright's culminating project title is Can an Integrated Healthcare Assessment explicitly developed for early intervention services benefit the overall development of children identified as a part of a marginalized community?
Good afternoon. I am super excited to be here. It's been a long journey, so this is a great privilege for me. My project is about early intervention. Early intervention provides evaluations and services for children at risk or those that are diagnosed with a developmental delay or disorder. Unfortunately, the high-risk population, which includes students below 200% of the federal poverty level, second-generation immigrants and minority groups, is not constantly being referred for early intervention services, which are services for children from birth to 3. Children in poor communities lacking access to resources will have poor health outcomes later in life. The development of an integrated healthcare assessment designed for children from marginalized communities who qualify for early intervention services improves the quality of care by addressing social determinants of health that impact childhood development. I want to thank God. I want to thank my mom and my dad, my family, my brother and sister, who supported my decision to pursue my doctorate degree, my mentors, Dr. Lillian Lewis and Dr. Lillian Rocha, for their honest feedback and pushing me hard beyond what I thought I could accomplish. I also want to thank all of my professors at the Cummings Institute who held my hand and listened to my concerns and doubts, and lastly, all my fellow students, like Dr. Vivian Manchess and my entire class cohort who assisted me through this journey. I also want to add, just recently, the marketing department for supporting me today, Melissa. And that is what true support looks like, even on the last day, up to the day of graduation. So thank you.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it. There's a lot of things to remember in this ceremony. We apologize. All right, thank you, everybody. Can we take a collective moment and just kind of say, wow. Amazing, amazing topics. The level of research that each of you went into. You know, we often talk about diving in miles deep, but you went leagues, 20,000 leagues under the sea for each of your topics. And one of the things I love so much about my job is that I get to learn through each of you what I need to know to then go back and advise and share that knowledge, which I do often, and maybe you don't get to hear that I do, but when we were at the international conference, it was, I have a student doing this, I have a student doing this student taught me this. You wouldn't believe the kind of research my students are doing. So I just want to say with extreme pride that you all are doing incredible things that make me glow and give me the opportunity to shout your praises all over the world. So let's give our amazing class a huge round of applause. Okay, and I'd now like to invite Dr. Fink-Samnick and Dr. Baldwin to take a seat because it's Dr. Cummings' turn. Dr. Janet Cummings is the chairwoman of our board of directors and the co-founder of our university. We literally would not be here without her guidance and leadership from before day one. So Dr. Cummings is going to tell us a little bit about white coat ceremonies, why we do it at CGI, and I welcome you to say whatever you want.
Oh, you might regret that, Kara. Well, first of all, congratulations to all of you. I remember all of you as scared newbies, imposter syndrome, doubting you had what it would take to get over that finish line and get those doctorates, and here you are. When my dad and I started the first Doctor of Behavioral Health program, and then when we started CGI, we had very narrow vision. We were looking at integrating behavioral health into primary care. We had a foundation whose mission statement, which we're changing, had to do with integrating behavioral health into primary care. All of you have taken behavioral health so much further than primary care. You know, as I'm listening to the projects that you've done, you've taken behavioral health into schools. You've taken it into reproductive endocrinology. I went through infertility treatment, by the way. My daughter Mary's the result of it. And when I think back on those days, a thought that always comes into my mind is, where was the DBH then? I needed a DBH, and here we are. You've brought health care into the workplace. Corrections, one of the most stressful workplaces known to humankind. You've brought it into childbirth by training doulas to work with patients at some of the highest risk of pregnancy complications and unsuccessful childbirths. As someone that will be Medicare eligible on my next birthday, I'm delighted that you're bringing integrated care into gerontology, into elder care settings where people unfortunately are warehoused and not taken care of. You've brought it into sober housing, and you're bringing it to children in marginalized and poor communities. So, you know, I look at what all of you have accomplished, reading about and hearing your projects, and I am amazed. Some of your projects, I wouldn't have even thought of the topic, let alone being able to do the work, and here all of you are. Don't let anybody ever tell you you're stupid or incompetent or that you can't. If they say you can't, you say, I did, and I will continue to do so. Your accomplishment in getting a Doctor of Behavioral Health degree is at least commensurate with getting a medical degree. You know, getting a medical degree, honestly, it's a lot of memorization. You're not always taught to think, but to get a DBH, you have to think. And you have to innovate, and you can't just memorize and think that that's going to get you somewhere. So you all are at least as deserving of white coats as those graduating from medical school. So I'm proud to participate in the white coat ceremony for you. White coat ceremonies have a history. It's a bit of a scandalous history. In the 1980s, faculty of med schools were rather disgusted by how unprofessional some of their students were, not only in the classroom, but showing up to see patients in, shorts and flip-flops, looking like they just sort of stopped by on the way to the beach. And they decided to change that. In 1989, the University of Chicago Medical School began white coat ceremonies to try and make their students and potential grads less embarrassing. They were told, look like professionals, wear the white coat, and behave appropriately when patients are present. We never had to tell any of you those things. You're adults, you know those things. You've always made us proud, but that was a scandalous history behind the white coat ceremony. Those have been extended to most medical schools as well as to nursing and to allied health professions, and so why not us? You are every bit as important to health care as the people out there already wearing white coats. In fact, you're more important. You're the disruptors. You're going to fix this insane system that we call health care, and you're going to bring it to people who cannot access quality and affordable health care at this time. This is a rite of passage in medical fields. You are in a medical field. You are in the mental health field, and you're in a medical field. You're in two fields simultaneously, and you bring those two fields together. They're no longer, separate systems on opposite ends of town, but you are integrating all of these places and all of this health care. We offer the white coat ceremony because it embraces your journey into these other arenas, whether they be medical, whether they be the workplace, wherever you are bringing quality health care. And by wearing this when appropriate to do so, you'll look the part and you'll be taken seriously. Some of you have alluded to times or flat out mentioned today times in your lives when you weren't taken seriously, and you all need to be, and it's my hope that these white coats will help you do that. Nick Cummings, my dad, hated regalia. I hate regalia. You people look ridiculous. who looks good with a mortar board on their head? My dad always said that the regalia was part of an outdated, archaic educational system dating back to the Middle Ages. He favored white coats over regalia, or at least in addition to. You know, we can have the tradition of regalia today. You can have the tradition of regalia if you find yourself on faculty in academic settings, and yet the white coats will distinguish you for who you really are, and I hope you'll wear them. Wear your white coats proudly. You can wear your doctoral hoods proudly. You earned them, and yet the white coat will give you the pride of being integral parts of healthcare right alongside with all of the other healthcare professionals whom you will be hiring and training and in charge of, I believe. There is a blurb that Dr. English sent me about white coats that I'm gonna just quickly read. To acknowledge our graduates' rite of passage into the medical field, we provide each graduate with a crisp white coat at commencement ceremonies, embroidered with the CGI seal and the graduate's name. We invite our graduates to wear their white coats with pride in professional settings as they continue to spark innovation and improvements in health delivery for their communities. Congratulations again, and I will be delighted to hand your white coats to you as somebody. I think Dr. English calls your names.
I will, yes. All right. So first we have Dr. Erin Enwright. Dr. Napoleon Harrington. Dr. Bridgette Kinna. Dr. Vivian Marana-Manchess. Dr. Pauline Pablo.
Look at you, you're not stupid. You're wearing this.
Not stupid after
Dr. Ronnie Tyson. And Dr. Rebecca Wright. Thank you, Dr. Cummings. Yeah, sure thing. Thank you. I'm so glad that Dr. Cummings and Mary Cummings could be here today. It truly is just the big treat to have you here in person. Oh, good. I really enjoy when our students get to meet you both. The Cummings family is, celebrity status in all that we do at CGI. We talk about you so often, so it's really great when we get to be together in person. So that, friends and family, concludes our ceremony. And I would like to ask for just one more big round of applause for our wonderful graduates today and for all of the hard work that they've done to get here. And after the round of applause, if the graduates would stay for a group photo, and the family and friends can go next door to the Willow Room where we'll begin the party. All right. Thank you.